Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're answering a question from Jenny Soapdish 4502. Question: what are the reasonable expectations, potential consequences, and or necessary pivots to make if some of your main witnesses in your EEOC case no longer work for the company that you're filing against? My answer here applies to any situation where witnesses go quiet, and we all know how common that is. I had some witnesses that didn't have to testify in my case, and most of you who've shared your stories with me have been in that same situation. NASA's diversity manager told me, witnesses go quiet and documents disappear. So all the way through my process, I was constantly asking myself, what documentation can I get to back up this witness's story in case they go quiet? If I could get that documentation myself, I did. And a lot of these videos are about how to get the kinds of documentation that we need. And for the stuff I couldn't get for myself, there were opportunities to get it during the investigation, discovery, and of course, cross-examination. Investigation is the easiest and best opportunity we have. EEOC investigators have a lot of latitude to make our employers produce documents. So if we can convince them that the documents we need exist and are material to our case, chances are they'll seek them out and put them on the record before they disappear. Now, before I filed my complaint with EEOC, my second-tier supervisor, who was our anti-harassment coordinator, investigated my case like our policy required her to, but nothing came of it. Later, my EEOC investigator asked her what she had found during her investigation, and she answered, nothing concerning. When I pulled the policy that she said she followed in doing that investigation, it said that she was supposed to interview all the witnesses and keep detailed notes from those interviews. Then she had to write a final report, and all of that was supposed to be kept on file in our HR admin's office for a few years. My second tier didn't mention any of that. So I pulled the policy and showed my investigator those notes were supposed to exist, and who was supposed to have them. Those notes showed that several of the witnesses told my second tier some things that should have been very concerning. For example, a couple of witnesses told her that they had seen my boss chase me through the office, yelling, "You go ahead and complain, and we'll see who comes out on top of that one." And that's just one thing. There were others. Those notes were extremely helpful to my cause. About a year before my hearing, my second tier retired, and I was concerned. I'd been looking forward to my attorney being able to cross-examine her about the contradictions between her sworn affidavit and her notes. And without her there, my attorney couldn't do that. But on the other hand, NASA didn't have her there either to explain those contradictions away. So in the end, her not being there was actually a good thing, because I had documentation to back up my side of the story. And of course, not everybody gets a thorough EEOC investigation like I did. And if you don't, your next best chance to get the documents you need is during discovery. And here are a few things that I recommend you ask for in discovery if you have a witness that isn't going to be compelled to testify. I would ask for any personnel records that may show whether they left due to retaliation, including but not limited to copies of any disciplinary actions, termination records, any official changes to their duties or schedule or any other important working conditions, any email between the missing witness and your boss, their boss, or HR about your case, documents related to any complaints or concerns the witness may have raised before they left, records of any investigations into their behavior, and any documented concerns about their performance. Now keep in mind that I'm not an attorney, I'm just another concerned coworker. Do your own research, and if you have an attorney, you might want to trust them because they're the experts here. But if there are things on my list that you think might be helpful in your case, it's at least worth talking to them about it. Fair warning, employer-side attorneys are really good at squirming out of providing discovery. So to improve your chances of getting what you need, I recommend specifying names and a range of dates for each request. If discovery works out and you get what you need, that's great. But if not, there's still cross-examination. Not cross-examination of the missing witness, obviously, because they're not there. But you may be able to call other witnesses who can shed light on why they left and whether it was due to retaliation. For instance, you could call someone like their boss or the HR person who out-processed them and make the points that I'm about to share with you in a minute. And I'm going to run real quickly down this list because we're not going to have time to go into a great deal of detail here, but I will leave these in the description so that you can have them for future reference. First, establish they knew about your claim and the missing witness's involvement in it. Then find out what they know about the missing witness's departure. Did the missing witness have a history of performance or conduct issues? Are they aware of any discussions between the missing witness and management about your claim? After they became aware of the missing witness's involvement in your case, did they make any changes to their job? Did they ever express any concerns about the missing witness's involvement in this case, or did the missing witness express concerns to them? And we want to probe the possibility that our employer has a pattern of retaliation. And once again, if you have an attorney, they probably got this covered. But if you don't, it may be worth consulting one to see how they can improve on these suggestions. All I'm trying to do is give you some options if you're in this situation. Witnesses do go quiet, but if you plan for it early on and get some documentation that tells the story their testimony would have, and if you or your attorney are savvy about discovery and cross-examination, then the missing witness doesn't have to totally wreck your case. That's what I got today, guys. See you next time. Till then, take care and hang in.